I am currently on the way to go and collect what is potentially the cheapest Porsche Boxster S manual in the UK right now. Let's hope it's not a ringer. I am now officially a fat middle-aged man who's having a midlife crisis. So the car is listed for just under £2,500, which is insane. Even for a normal Boxster, that's pretty cheap. But I've just done a car vertical check on the car. They're not sponsored, sadly, I wish they were. And the car came back completely clean. No mileage discrepancies, no damage, no anything really. Which is completely insane. And this car is, yeah, like I say, from what I can tell, pretty faultless. It's got MOT until October. The MOT history isn't too bad. There's a bit of a knock from a suspension top mount. There is just general wear and tear. I mean, there's the only bit that really jumps out at me is the bodywork. There's a dent in the passenger rear quarter, and the sill looks like it's almost turned into a curb or a gate maybe. And that's it. That's all I can see. Heated seats, air conditioning, electric roof. It's insane. So I've been looking for a Boxster S for a little while. I wanted one that was a couple of grand there or thereabouts under market value, because the average sort of market value for a Porsche Boxster S on the road, good to go, is upwards of £5,000. If you go on eBay right now, the cheapest one is over £5,000. It's crazy. I couldn't say no to this. So I've got the trailer. I'm on my way from Essex to Doncaster, so it's about a 3-hour drive, and I'm really excited. I phoned the guy. We had a good sort of 25-minute, half an hour phone chat. All seemed really genuine. Apparently it's his son who's bought the car, wanted to do bits with it, hasn't really had much interest. This guy's driven the car for the past 3 days. He said it's great, clutch feels good. It's a manual, so what is there that's wrong with this car? Well, in about 2.5 hours, I'm going to find out. I really hope it's a good car. It's a potential proper money maker, and it's a car that I can enjoy for a little bit before I go away, because I'm due to go away later this year with work. I need a convertible in my life for this weather. I need a convertible, and this is going to be that. So let's go and collect the cheapest Porsche Boxster S manual in the UK. So I guess I should give some more information on this. So I know in my last video where I showed all of my cars, I said I wasn't going to buy any more cars until I'd sold some more. But obviously that hasn't happened, and I've gone back on my word. But I have been looking for one of these for a while. There were a couple available that were around £3,500. Both didn't have MOT and needed work. This car has MOT, is on the road, and from what I can tell only needs minimal work. It's a no-brainer. So this is the Auto Trader ad that popped up in the afternoon. It was literally like the second it popped up, I sent a message to this guy, and then I phoned the guy, and I guess I bombarded him a little bit, but it absolutely paid off, because he'd already had a couple of people message him, even before me, offering him like 1,500 quid, and I said I'm not going to haggle if it's as described. So we're now 2 minutes away from the car, 2 minutes away from finding out whether it's real and getting a glimpse of what kind of condition the car's in. It's got MOT, you know what I mean? It should be good to go driving, running, not doing anything too scary. So yeah, I'm very excited, I must say. I am genuinely super excited about this car. I've wanted a Boxster S for a while. All the ones that I've seen have either been a bit too much money, or needing a lot of work, or the guys who are selling the cars just aren't getting back to me. So yeah, really looking forward to this one. Fingers crossed she's a good one. So we made it back. I've got the Porsche still on the trailer. The guy I asked, he didn't want to be filmed, so fair enough. Not going to intrude. So we got the car loaded up. I went for a test drive, of course. The guy was super friendly, really genuinely nice guy. Yeah, drove really well. Accelerates, pulls as it should. A few sort of squeaks and creaks from the front suspension. Bit of a sort of rattle every now and again when you go over a bump. The dent in the side is as expected. The side trim, side vent piece is out at the moment, which is fine. That's not a drama. Paintwork's a little bit faded on the doors, but genuinely, I think for 2,490 quid, there isn't a cheaper one as good as this in the UK right now. It's such a good deal. So let's get it unloaded. Let's have a look over it. Let's get it. Right, let's see if it starts, shall we? Tank on the button. Right, let's get it off the trailer. I mean, it would be rude not to, wouldn't it? Oh yeah. Get her off. I don't actually know if the parking sensors work. I should probably check that at some point. Yeah, clear. So it's the next day, and here it is. My new Porsche Boxster S manual. And I wasn't going to do anything too crazy with this car. I was literally going to do a few repairs, get it listed for sale. But it's kind of had the same effects that the Subaru had on me, I'll be honest. I've insured it, and I've been using it pretty much all day today. And I can see the appeal. I can see why people really, really like these cars. It's such a good car to drive. It's not as fast as the Subaru. It is a very tight, sorted car. And so far I'm very impressed. I can't say that I'm not. I am genuinely really impressed with this car. I can see the appeal. I can see why they sold so many when they came out. They had a relatively long production run. They ran from 1996, I think, until 2004. Which is a pretty long run. They sold over 50,000 cars during that run, and yeah, I can see why. These have been dismissed as the baby Porsche, the poor man's Porsche, the hairdresser's car, but really I think now people are starting to realise that these are actually genuine. It is still a Porsche at the end of the day. It still has that flat six 3.2 litre engine. Still has a great feeling gearbox, and it still has that flat six soundtrack, which just, oh, that's why I'm so attracted to this car already. That flat six soundtrack is just phenomenal. It isn't very exhaust noisy, and it's mostly intake noise, because the intake is on the left hand side and you get it just in your ears here when you put the roof down. So yeah, let's walk around it. Let's see if my £2,495 car was actually worth it. Because I think it was. I think it was worth every single penny. So as far as I can tell, everything on the car does actually seem to work, other than the horn. But we'll come to that. So this needs replacing, this little triangle. It's damaged around the headlight washers. Now the fact that it has headlight washers means that it's got these really nice Bosch Litronic headlights, and these were a really expensive optional extra, and they're still quite expensive now. So that's nice to have. They're xenons as opposed to the standard halogens, and they're meant to move with the car, I think. They're supposed to be, yeah, an upgrade over the standard headlights that would have come in the car, so they're really nice to have. Somebody has fitted toe straps at some point, so it's, I mean, you could fill that, of course, but I quite like the facelift bumper, so I'm quite tempted to put a facelift bumper on the car, so I'll probably replace the bumper. Also, the horn is behind the bumper, so that's handy. This side, yep, all good. Headlights actually aren't too faded, which is surprising. As we come round, we've got a loose side repeater that isn't really attached anymore. I've made that worse. I'm going to replace that with some clear ones just to match the front. As we come round again, we've got more issues. This passenger side has seen some abuse. Passenger side of the car isn't too happy, but the paintwork is better on the passenger side. It's had a dent in the door. I'll probably look to replace the door, I think, for the price of them. They're not that expensive. Probably just going to get a door. This intake trim is there, so that's not missing, that's fine. It's had what's called a de-snorkel, so it does have a little restrictive tube that's meant to come off the air intake to here. That's been removed, so that's good. Maybe that's why it was removed, who knows. A few scratches and scuffs. The rear quarter dent is a bit of a pain. I'd like to have somebody come out and do a paintless dent removal on that to sort it. That's one of the biggest issues I have with the car at the moment. Wheels are in great condition. Brakes are in pretty good condition. It could do with hubcaps, but other than that, yeah, great. Tail lights, this one's got a crack in it. I don't like the orange. I'm probably going to get some clear tail lights with the red at the bottom. I think it'll just look a bit smarter. It needs a rear bumper. There's all sorts of cracking and cresting, and it's obviously been either driven into or reversed into something, which is odd really, considering it's got these hideous massive parking sensors. So how somebody's managed to reverse it into something, I'll never know. The spoiler works as it should, goes up and down, that's great. Again, somebody's fitted a toe strap, I wish they hadn't. Exhaust is a little bit rattly on startup when it's cold, so I'm probably going to look to replace the exhaust with something a bit noisier, because like I was saying, it's pretty quiet, this car, but the passenger side is the worst. So we'll come around to the driver's side and you'll see that it's better, but the paintwork isn't great. So you can see, if you can really see, all the lacquer on the rear quarter here and the top of the door has faded quite badly. I am going to attempt to machine polish it. I mean, if I make it worse, it was already bad. So yeah, the wing's all right. I think that's managed to escape. Same with the hood. And the badge is in good nick as well, which is nice. Now the roof is in great condition, like really nice condition. The plastic rear window, no cracking or damage on that. It does have a slight issue where the fabric pops out of here. You have to sort of guide it in as you flip the roof up, but that's not a problem. And the electric roof works, which is a pretty big deal. So let's film that. It's got 4 pretty much brand new tyres. The discs have been replaced at some point, and looking in the history file of the car, I think at some point it has been enthusiast owned. There's a lot of genuine Porsche receipts in there. There's a lot of work that's been done to the car in the sort of mid 2000s, so it has been enthusiast owned, which is great to see. Let's have a look at the interior. So the seats have worn really, really nicely. There's a little bit of wear that some leather colouring will sort out. It's got a few options, so it's got this wind deflector, which is a nice option. It's got heated seats, heated memory, full electric seats, all working as they should, which is great to see. Only 73,800 miles, which is crazy. Clutch feels good. Everything in here seems to work apart from the horn. Now you can hear the relay clicking, which means it isn't the horn button. I think it is the actual horn itself, but it's not a problem. There is a chip in the windscreen, right dead in the centre there. Quite a nasty one. I'm hoping I can get that repaired. There's lots of nice little handy storage spots. all over the car, which is good because these earlier ones didn't have a glove box, which is a bit frustrating. But yeah, lots of sort of cubby boxes and cubby holes and stuff on the car for storage. Little tray down here, a couple of trays here. Now the stereo is locked. It does work, but it's locked. It needs the code putting in. So I'm probably going to do away with that and have an Apple CarPlay head unit here, all there, and move this either down or leave it where it is and have one of these trays there. I'm so surprised by this car, I really am. Steering wheel's worn really nicely, carpet's in great condition. It even comes with Porsche floor mats, which are nice. Ashtray, cup holders, handbrake feels great. We'll get the hoods open. Inside here, the boot's in really nice condition. The carpet's not worn badly or anything like that. You may be thinking, where's the engine? If you don't know these cars, which I didn't really know these cars very well, and I still don't, the engine's kind of here. It's sort of mid-engined rather than it being completely rear-engined. So you get a dipstick, which reaches right down to the engine, and you top up your oil and your coolant here. That I like. That's quite smart. I do like the stickers. Comes with a spare wheel. That's your brake fluid. It's got a 6 CD changer, which again is crazy. Top your screen wash up. Don't know what's in here, never opened it. Let's find out together, shall we? Oh, that's the battery. Okay. Another issue with this car, which is one of the more annoying issues. That creaking is driving me up the wall. I think it's a bush or something, but that needs sorting ASAP. There's one more random button that I wasn't too sure about, and it's just down here. With the key and the ignition on, this little button down by your feet actuates the spoiler and lift the spoiler up, so you can drive with the spoiler up if you want, because it comes up at I think 70-75 miles an hour and then goes back down at 50 miles an hour, because they were finding at speed these cars were coming a bit unloose. So this was added to stop that happening, and it's one of the first Porsches to have an active spoiler. And then if we push the button again, spoiler goes down. Nice. You'll notice as well that I had the windows open. That's because the air conditioning isn't working at the moment. Either it needs a regas, but it's more likely going to need a condenser with the age of the car. So that's something to have a look at as well whilst I'm at it. And I really don't get the hate that these cars get. I mean, it drives phenomenally well. It shares a lot of its parts with the Porsche 911, 996 that was out at the same sort of time, and I think at the time really helped Porsche. It wasn't that they were struggling, but they certainly weren't selling as many cars as they could. And to bring this out, which was the affordable entry-level car, it was a no-brainer really. I can see why they sold so many. 3.2 litre, they also have a 2.5 and a 2.7 litre car with the same shape. They have the Tiptronic automatics. They had an automatic, it wasn't great, but they had one. And yeah, they sold in great numbers, and I can see why. And this car did have a lot of firsts. It was Porsche's first convertible water-cooled engine car. And all the ones before this that were convertible were all air-cooled Porsches. So this was their first water-cooled convertible. It was their first entry-level Porsche since the 924. And it was the first Porsche to come out that had an active spoiler on a convertible. So it's a pretty important car, really. And it has paved the way for more of these to come out. Like the Cayman came straight after, and there was the Boxster continued that name all the way through, and I can see why. Yeah, I really like it. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. We are well over the 250 subscriber count now. We're up to 270, which is absolutely insane. So thank you so much to each and every one of you. The giveaway reveal is tomorrow. So please like and subscribe. I really appreciate every single one of you. Comment if you're enjoying the video as well. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know if you want me to do anything with this car. Leave a comment below. Here's to the next one. I am now officially a fat middle-aged man who's having a midlife crisis.